Hi, I'm Zach, and I'd like to share a game I created to raise awareness towards ocean conservation. I started this project by looking into issues related to ocean pollution. One thing that struck me again and again as I looked through articles and studies was the image of miles of garbage floating over the gentle seas. From there, I recalled a scene from a mission trip in Belize. I was riding in a boat down the east coast when I saw a massive machine in the water. Someone asked a crew member, a local Belizean, about it. He explained that a cruise line was developing a key into a tourist destination. The machine was gathering tons and tons of trash and debris out of the water to improve the value of the island. Someone else asked where the trash would end up, but no one knew. I assumed it ended up in another corner of the ocean until a different company decided to deal with it. From there, I saw the inextricable link between the tourism industry and oceanic pollution. I came up with The Island, a board game where you play as an island developer. You can do what you like on your island. The ultimate goal is to make as much money as possible. However, the entire time you're working on construction, waste is accruing. As the trash accumulates, more and more of the ocean is polluted. Sea life dies off, property value plummets, and it becomes impossible to turn a profit. If the ocean is irreparably damaged, everyone loses. The game hinges on a balancing act between development and conservation. You can't win if you don't make money, but nobody wins if the oceans are ruined. The island can be played by 3 to 6 players. It's played on this board. Each player gets one of the 6 islands. In the center of the board is the start of the island of trash. If players are irresponsible, the pollution will grow to take up most of the open water. You take actions in the game by playing cards. These actions vary widely, from building a hotel, to finding a pod of dolphins, to dumping trash off your neighbor's coast. There are a total of 40 cards in each deck. You can play 1 card each turn. Here's an example of a card. At the top is the name. Next to that is the cost and requirements of the card. First off, there's the facility requirement, either none, basic, or upgraded. More advanced cards require upgraded facilities to be constructed. Next, in green, is the monetary cost. This corresponds to the number of money tokens you have to pay the bank when you play the card. Finally, in yellow is the trash cost. This is the amount playing the card increases the waste score. The waste score is tracked on the side of the board. The higher the waste score, the more trash is added at the end of each round. Below the name and the cost of the card is a picture representing the card, and below that is the description of the card's abilities. The description consists of both sentences and symbols. For example, any card that creates a token will have a token symbol like this. The color and number or letter corresponds to the token that is created. Other cards, like this cleanup, have powers explained solely in words. Tokens, like these, are what's actually placed on the board when cards are played or events occur. Buildings that make money have their profit score printed on them. This provides easy reference when figuring out how much money you earn. Other tokens have the letter corresponding to what it does, printing on it to identify it. Protected waters, for example, is represented with a P. There are also money tokens, which show how much money everyone has. The island is played over 5 rounds, each consisting of 3 turns. Each turn, players earn money for their buildings, drawing up to 5 cards in their hand, and play or discard 1 card. At the end of each round, the island of trash grows according to the waste score. Players get to choose the area that the trash shows up in, but the exact hex the new trash occupies is determined by a roll of the dice. Players quickly see that their choices have consequences as trash impacts the value of their investments. The phase of the game is often the most aggressive. Everyone's trying to protect their island from other players in the random chance. The game ends after 5 rounds, or if the waste score ever equals 4 times the number of players. If the game ends because there's too much trash, everyone loses. Otherwise, the player with the most money wins. I've been able to play several games during the playtesting and fine-tuning process. I think the island could be an effective tool to increase awareness of oceanic and environmental issues. It's a fun game that sits right on the edge of accessibility and complexity. In my family, my brother and I enjoy highly complex, hours-long games, while my parents and sister prefer shorter, simpler games. Despite that, we've all had fun playing the island. The game is also great at communicating its ideas to players. In the first game we ever played, my mom tried to place a trash token very close to my island. She rolled the die, and when she went to place the token, realized it would kill a pool of dolphins living nearby. Involuntarily, she cried out, "I don't want to kill the dolphins!" We all laughed, but it's a good example of ocean awareness growing. In later games, my brother took pride in being the most environmentally friendly. He kept track of how much everyone added to the waste score, and made sure to tell us when he was the only one who decreased it overall. Sometimes, players would be convinced they couldn't win, and they'd be tempted to pollute the world as much as possible and just end the game. However, no one actually went through with it. Based on how people were talking, I believe this was because we felt committed to the 6-island planet we'd inhabited, and no one wanted to kill her oceans. That's the feeling I want everyone on Earth to share.